Warning.
Watch very closely now. 3, 2, 1. Bzow! Check that out.
The following podcast features terrible jokes.
You know you can use Hot Wheels cars when you need to make a saving throw in D&D? Every car is die-cast.
Usually about board games.
We want the fun. Gotta have that fun.
Must insist that no one attempt to recreate any joke performed on this podcast.
We had less technical issues than $1 million company.
All right!
This is Boards and Swords.
Welcome to Boards and Swords. This is a podcast featuring bad jokes, good folks, and some tabletop games. I'm one of your hosts. My name's Chris Renshaw. I'm going to throw it right over there to my co-host, Mr. Philip Herbig.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, gotta learn. There we go. All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday. Not as hot as it has been this weekend, which is great. We love it.
Hey, Philip, we're back doing this is like what, the second episode in a row that we've actually been able to get out on time.
This is great, man.
So
we shouldn't say anything. We're gonna jinx it. Next episode. Yeah. It's gonna.
Well, actually, no. I got to end the show now because while the intro was playing, the cat did like the cutest thing where he was like crying, wanting attention, and he comes in holding like the mouse toy that I've been playing fetch with him with, and then he just kind of drops it as in a father, please entertain me.
Yep, there we go. See, I got it right there. And that's been our show. We love it. God, that one was loud.
No guests with us this week. We got some news stuff. I'm gonna talk about a book, and then we've got some Dirtbag GM stuff to talk about. So, with that, it's probably time to go get started and talk about some news. News. All right. If a bird added onto its feathers just to make them appear bigger, would that be considered Wingspan? From Wargamer, beloved bird board game Wingspan announces a pint-sized pocket version. Wingspan is snappy, simple, and standalone, but is no less strategic than the original avian engine-building board game. Blah, blah, blah. So we had Wingspan, then we had Wormspan, then we had Finspan, so birds, dragon, fish, and then it was like, well, now we're gonna go do it again, but this time small.
Yes.
It says the compact publisher Stonemaier Games says the compact box is accessible to novice players, yet also more compelling for more experienced gamers. It distills the Wingspan experience down to a lighter, shorter, card-driven game that has each player activate a single row of cards on each of their turns. The Wingspan was partly inspired by repeat requests that she had for an easier, more accessible version of Wingspan. So when I first heard about this, I thought they were just making like tiny, like I thought it was like, oh, we're just gonna take Wingspan and make it small. Like, you know, you see like the Travel Catan and whatever, or like, you know, back you used to have like the Travel Sorry and whatnot.
I was just thinking of Travel. Yes,
Travel Sorry was great because it had the spinner.
Oh, that's right. And then all the other ones are like Trouble. Like, everything was pop-o-matic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
And I was sitting here thinking, I was like, the Wingspan takes up like a lot of table space. Like, how do you make that small? But this sounds like this is its own game set in that universe where it's we want to just basically distill it down to cards, and you don't have to have all the other board stuff. So it's a small standalone. Oh, there we go. Small standalone version that plays in less than 40 minutes. Bird cards are now double-sided with food on their opposite side. Some also come with a new type of benefit, the green ongoing benefit. Birds are played into your flock and resolve left to right each turn, but when someone plays their 6th card, everyone scores points based on their birds, eggs, tuck cards, and goals. Oh, so that's interesting. So, like, they were talking about the food on the opposite side, so it's like making the cards, because, like, the resources, you, like, get the resources, and that's how you would play the cards. So now I'm wondering if, like, the cards being the resources on the backside is like how we're like gonna try and get it down to just like a single deck of card.
Yeah.
So let's see. It's gonna be, they've been modified so it's gonna have birds from all over the world. So some of them appearing from previous Wingspan expansions, but Their abilities have been modified to keep the new game balanced. So since it's a standalone game, there's no mixing and matching with existing Wingspan cards, and it'll be available from Stonemaier from July 15th. Gen Con release. Sorry, what?
I was I was reading that. I was hoping for like, because it's a tinier version of the game. I was hoping it was also going to be tiny birds. That would have been like I mean, nothing bigger than like a parakeet or a finch.
It should have been like what's it called? Like insects. They should have done an insect version.
Oh, there we go.
Wingspan and just made it tiny.
See, that would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can do that stuff. I can be just like those guys in Armageddon at NASA. I'm just sitting in a room thinking shit up.
I do like that idea that it's Wingspan Pocket means it's tiny birds.
Yes. Because as soon as a pocket, I was like, if there's not a hummingbird in there, then they have failed.
Yeah. Well, considering it's like on the box cover, I would hope so. Like, that's a type of hummingbird, right? Like, I know those look like chickadees right there, but that looks something.
The tail looks too long.
That's true. I don't know birds. All right. Moving on. I didn't do all this before. Did you hear about the building that got sick from kissing other buildings? Yeah, now it's a monolith. So from Board Game Wire, Plaid Hat pulls the funded game, the Monolith, the Kickstarter, after pledges stagnated on day 2. Plans post Gen Con relaunch. Phil, we've had it. We've talked about these kind of things in the past.
Yeah.
Thunder Road Vendetta, I think.
That one, yes. Well, who was the company?
That was Restoration Games.
Restoration Games. I almost said Renegade just because it has an R in it.
I made that mistake.
That's wrong, though.
I was talking to some friends early in the week, and I made that same mistake. So, Plaid Hat Games has canceled its successfully funded Kickstarter for upcoming title The Monolith 3 days after launch, saying it failed to give prospective backers enough reasons to pledge rather than wait for retail. It quickly beat its $20,000 funding goal after launching on June 25th, but Plaid Hat CEO Colby Douch told Board Game Wire pledges had completely stagnated by the second day of the campaign. This led the publisher to scrap the crowdfund, despite having collected $27,400 from 290 backers. So they plan to relaunch the crowdfund shortly after Gen Con with additional content and more pledge tiers while keeping the game's existing delivery timeline intact, with manufacturing already having begun on the title. Oh, yeah, this manufacturing has included them. They've already spent $35,000. So okay, time to like I understand why this is the case, but it's like so you lied. You don't need $20,000 funding goal.
Yeah, you need like 36,000.
Right. Like
to turn a little bit of a profit.
Yeah. So this is the thing. It's like this is why people like when people talk about like, oh, crowdfunding's not as big. It's like when you do stuff like this, like if their funding goal had been 40,000 and then like at 27.4 they stagnated, like okay, we're not going to make the money on this. But no, it's we're going to downgrade our goal so that we can get stretch goals, and then you cancel it and everyone's like, oh, so you needed more than that. And it's like, yeah. And I mean, we all know why, but it's just like you can't like lie, you know, it's hard to flip that in a way that isn't, you know, just, oh, we want more money. Like, everyone knows that you want more money, but it's kind of obvious now, right? Also, I feel like launching a Kickstarter right before Gen Con is a terrible idea anyways.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
man. You got to debut the game.
During the game. I understand if, like, you launch it maybe, like, the week before. and like to try and like build up hype there so you can get that like initial hype spike. But also there's like the fact of like people's, I think I saw something where it's like in general board game Kickstarters like the month or two before Gen Con don't do well. Because like everyone's saving their money for Gen Con. Now granted, not everybody in board games goes to Gen Con, but
right.
Like I swear, like I saw it was a somewhere it was like, it's just, or maybe it's something. This might even be a Chris Renshaw original where I've done some data pool because I remember there was one time where I think I wrote an article. It was like 2017 where it was like CMON did not fail because a lot of people were like, oh, the time of CMON is over. Little did we know.
Yeah.
And I had done all this stuff like all these things funded, and then there was like, oh, this Kickstarter failed, and I was like, yeah, because it was like the month before Gen Con.
Yeah, no, like if you want to debut it on Thursday of Gen Con and then launch a Kickstarter on Saturday, that could be a thing.
I feel like the best thing to do is to demo it at Gen Con and then like 2 to 3 weeks away, then launch it, because also you're a couple of checks away by the time that it funds and like it pulls from your account. So it would have to Dutch Soul, the company, it estimates it would have to sell 10,000 copies of the game in order to spread the mold costs widely enough that the retail price could be kept down, adding that the long lead times of making plastic molds was a big motivator in starting manufacturing prior to the campaign, as well as the desire to launch the game at a convention this year. While we hit our funding goal at a decent rate, almost as soon as we did, the pledges stopped. Another 24 hours passed, and the needle didn't move. Like, I mean, I don't like that sentence. While we hit our funding goal at a decent rate, almost as soon as we did, the play just stopped. Like,
well, there's
two, done, right?
there's two sections to Kickstarter funding.
Yeah.
There's the first 48 and the last 48.
Well, yeah.
Because everyone clicks on that little bookmark. It says notify me 48 hours before this ends.
Yeah. I mean, there is some truth in here where it's like, if you've already started production on it and it's going to come out, why do I need to back it now? Like, there is some truth to that, especially for someone like Plaid Hat where you know it's coming to retail. So,
oh god, so I just did a Google search for Plaid Hat games and the Monolith. There's an article on their website on May 21st that says the game is coming to Kickstarter August 2026. And then, where is it? Oh, and then the last little sentence of that article is our Kickstarter campaign launches in late June. Which one is it, kids?
Yeah. So,
also, is this just the Dark Tower?
Probably. All of Plaid Hat's, they told Board Game Wire, all of Plaid Hat's prior Kickstarters had followed the common practice of setting a low goal amount which can be quickly celebrated as having been beaten, provided momentum for the campaign. But after seeing the Monolith quickly fund before effectively flatlining, Dutch said that reaching a funding target was no longer enough to demonstrate sufficient market demand. Yeah, because people are tired of that shit. Because it's just like showing like, oh, this is a corporation that doesn't need, like, it's literally answering, it's literally the reason people say of like, I hate it when companies that don't need to use Kickstarter use Kickstarter. Because it's like you're already planning for this to go to retail. So you didn't need Kickstarter. And this is just like to the contrast of like the Backer Kit story we talked about last time, where everyone's doing great because it's a bunch of indie creators coming together making similar products. Like, people support that but they don't support this because, yeah. The company said it will revisit that practice in the wake of canceling it. Instead, likely setting the target as cost plus a certain margin that would need to be crossed to indicate there's enough overall enthusiasm for backers. That sounds like it should have been the starting point. Like, how are you a CEO of a company? And that sounds like that should have been what? Am I missing something?
This is really odd. Yeah, I'm looking at where are you? You moved. Damn it!
Yeah.
You were in a spot. I saw it.
I'm above the big display of all.
Oh, you're above the big display. Okay, because I went right underneath, and it's like, did this game suffer because of its $90 price point? Just looking at that picture right there, that's $90.
Yeah, that's not bad. And Plaid Hat makes some good stuff.
Oh yeah, Dead of Winter. We played the hell out of that game.
The what was it? Event? Was it event? The one we played at the last was like Adventurers or something. That was the it was the narrated game.
I don't think I played that one.
Yeah, you did. It was at the Dirtbag Invitational, where we were all like, I was the gunslinger, so I like threw guns.
Oh, that's oh yes.
That was Plaid Hat also.
Oh, okay, gotcha. The cat one.
I think I played a cat person in it, but
okay. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, Plaid Hat makes good stuff, and $90 for everything I'm seeing in that picture would be great.
One of those rules is you really want to set a low goal that you can blow past early. I feel like setting the target cost as a cost plus a certain margin can still be like por que los dos. Like you could have set like 40,000 or 45,000 or whatever, and that's still not like a super high goal, but it's at least your cost plus. And if the funding had stayed the same, where it was like, okay, after about 27 it stalled out, then it's like, and then they can't, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if this number, they just set like 45,000 as the goal, and nothing else about this article, everything else fund exactly the same, then everyone would be like, okay, that makes sense. And nobody would be giving, or nobody would care. But I feel like, I don't know. Granted, I don't own a tabletop gaming $1 million tabletop gaming company, multi-million. I don't know what. It's probably not multi-million now. That's not multi-thousand, multi-tens of dollars. I make a multi-ones. Like, I run a multi-ones company. So.
Okay, here we go. Plaid Hat Games. Like, you can there it is. Okay, gotcha. I was like, you can see canceled Kickstarters. They don't.
Yeah.
Delete, because I typed in the Monolith and it was like, there's nothing going on. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, like they said, they had long delayed embracing Kickstarter because it was uncomfortable with some of the accepted conventions of crowdfunding, including the pressure to create artificial urgency. I feel like we're just
okay. Did you look at the Kickstarter page?
No.
You should go look at the Kickstarter page.
Oh no, what did I do? What happened now?
I'm just looking at the so the funding levels. You've obviously got your $1 just to get in there.
Yeah.
The loyal follower gets you a copy of the game for $90. The divine follower, $120, gets you a copy of the game as well as one of each of the 5 art prints. Then there's these other levels for a.
This is dumb.
An original handmade illustration.
Like, is that what you're trying to get at? Is it that these
yeah,
these higher tiers are dumb?
like I don't want to say they're dumb because I don't know the artist. This could be a completely awesome, amazing work and
Yeah, but is
worth
that
that
artwork
money.
worth $100?
Who am I? Who am I to say what art is worth? I'm
I
not
know,
that guy.
but I'm saying from an average person. So literally, it's like you should have just had $90, and then the maybe $150 should have been a deluxe cover.
Oh, and there were only one. Oh, so apparently this was limited stuff because one guy was painting all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's why those $500 tiers, they were limit of one.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, you get the original illustration.
Yeah. No stretch goals mentioned at all.
Yeah. I feel like that could have been. I feel like
Didn't Simon used to do this as a pre-order campaign on Kickstarter?
what?
Just like, oh hey, here's this cool game, we want to make it, and then 800 people order it, and then they just make 1,000 as like to have some extra for people.
Oh yeah, well I mean that's standard practice, especially for bigger companies, is to you make the Kickstarter and then you do maybe like double that so that you can put it into retail. But I feel these upper tiers are just kind of dumb. Like I feel like you would have been better off. Did anybody back? Wait, can you see what people backed? Okay, so yes.
So all of the higher tiers except for the last one, the Usurper, had the one backer.
Who's doing this?
People who want those art prints.
Apparently.
And actually, I don't know that. Hang on, where's that Usurper? That looks kind of some winged thing.
Huzzah!
Oh, I mean, dude, the Terror dude's got a minigun, bro. If I'd known about this,
yeah, but would you have paid $400 for that print?
I don't know.
Because
that's not a wing. That's a cape.
120.
No,
you get the art. You get the art print.
That's right. Just not the original.
Right. That's where it's just like, this is stupid. Who's running your campaigns? I'm kind of not surprised now that okay. Hold on. How many, because they said they haven't done that many campaigns. Where's the creator? 4 creative projects. All right, they did that. They did Ashes. That's right. Okay. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. I want to open up a bar in a haunted building and then call it Wine and Spirits. So speaking about games and publishers, Spirit Island set for new publisher as designer declines Flat River renewal, plans complete art overhaul. So Spirit Island designer, Spirit Island is a very popular like cooperative, I think it's cooperative game. R. Eric Roos says he is in talk with a new publisher for the hit cooperative game after opting not to renew its publishing deal with Flat River Group. Russ says he expects to be able to license Spirit Island to a new publisher within the next year or so, according to an update posted to BGG and Reddit, adding that dozens of publishers have reached out to express interest in the title. No shit, because it's a very successful game. Like, I don't know if we'd say Wingspan, but like pretty close. And negotiations with the unnamed company were going well. I don't remember the type. I'm gonna guess Tycoon Games, or the people that bought up Blood Rage and all those Simon properties.
Okay,
I'm gonna guess them. Just throwing stuff out there. The announcer provides some clarity over the future of one of its modern board gaming's most widely acclaimed cooperative titles after more of a year uncertainty following Flat River Group's sweeping layoffs at its former publishing arm, Greater Than Games. It laid off almost all of their staff, suspended new projects in April 2025, blaming economic pressures from the tariffs. All this made sense. Of course, it's a private equity-backed company. It then sold off its subsidiary Synapses Games to ACD Distribution. A bunch of its industry veterans left to revive distributor Luma Imports as a part of ACD. Then it, like 2 months ago, Flat River sold the brand name and rights for Sentinel of Multiverse. So Spirit Island was not a part of the deal and was not a part of the Revive Greater Than Games lineup. He has now decided not to. So yeah, so like when their publishing agreement ran out, it was like, hey, you're like selling off and killing all these, laying off all these people. So how about I don't renew that agreement? Like, I just keep thinking of like the Bob from Office Space or Bill, like, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So FRG laid off nearly all Greater Than Game staff, the folks I've been working with, and announced the suspension of all new projects. I submitted my non-renewal right then and there.
I don't know any of these games.
Also,
Because like I went to Greater Than Games, and I'm like, I don't know any of these.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you've ever played any of them. But also, this is not my shock face.
But like I've heard of Greater Than Games.
Yeah. Well, because you've seen the banner at Gen Con.
Yeah. Like I'm aware of the company. Because every time I see the GTG, I always get the Taco Bell Crunch Wrap commercial. Good to go.
So this makes and also this also makes sense with why the artwork's going to need to change, because Flat River owns the artwork rights. So, and they were asking for so much than they're willing to pay, and I have to assume a settlement won't happen. So instead, he's just going to the guy's just going to commission completely new non-derivative art, graphical assets, etc. He would not consider a crowdfund for fans to raise money, saying, I don't feel okay paying that much money. I don't feel okay asking Spirit Island fans to pay that much money. Also, I feel like that would be like nice for a new, like, not second edition, but just like a new version of the game, new company, like getting the rights. Just give it a nice graphic overhaul.
A refresh.
A refresh. Yeah. But it would retain the same gameplay, spirits, powers, adversaries, and expansions, but with entirely new visual interpretations, promising vibrant, colorful, representational art. Only minor rules, clarifications, and potential balance tweaks.
That sentence hurts my brain.
What?
Where are you? He continued. Underneath, he added,
I'm not dogmatically anti-Gen AI. I'd love to see ethically trained, environmentally conscious, explainable, non-toxic, reasonably secure public opinion or public option Gen AI. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to like be able to fart gold dust too? Like, what do we want here? I'd love to eat all the pizza I want and not get any fatter than I actually am.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat.
We would love to see it, and the last sentence, that one can dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just making sense. He's just trying to say that, like, I'm not against the concept. I just don't like our current implementation.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
All right. Let's get foxy. This next supplement gives no fox about its content.
I need a sexy whistle on the soundboard. That's what I need.
There you go. Well, now it's going to be there because I can clip it out. Get foxy, and then D&D with this vulpine expansion for a JRPG-themed setting. Summonus Domina receives its second D&D expansion for 2026 with The Soul of Trickery, a book of vulpine, deception, and assassination. I couldn't not have like a D&D related thing, and actually there's another campaign somewhat related on it too. So D&D and JRPGs have more overlap than dungeons do with dragons. Epic Hero, that's a great sentence. I love that sentence.
That is a great sentence. Epic
Heroes on a journey full of ups and downs and more memorable NPCs than you can skip dialogue through. So it's no wonder that Nat 19 used JRPGs as the basis for their setting. Summonus Domina, a mecha fantasy wonderland heavily inspired by JRPGs. The latest offer is bound to make that fandom grow even more. It's a 5e splash book centered around Luxus, the fox-like goddess of honorable crime and trickery. Honorable crime and trickery.
Honorable crime, yes. You know, Robin Hood, Robin from the rich, given to the poor.
As opposed to the dishonorable crime and trickery.
Exactly.
Was that Loki?
No, Loki was just, all trickery all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. 150 pages with new subclasses for all the D&D races, or D&D classes, races, and dozens of spells that fit the felonious fox goddess's MO. The blending of nature and tech here very much reminds me of not just JRPGs, but surprisingly enough, League of Legends. It's got a 30.
Can you go ham on the core?
Hmm?
Can you go ham on the core?
Let's see. There's a 33-page sampler which you can check out.
Ooh.
The shape-shifting fox folk gained the Kitterkin subrace. Hey Philip, I can't imagine what would appeal to somebody from this picture here.
Oh, just from that picture right there? Yeah,
Can't
okay.
Imagine.
I mean, the top picture is extremely well censored. When you scroll back to the top of the article. But yeah, that right there in the video, bro, it's bigger than my head.
The inexplicably attractive, hold on, Kimononomimi should clue you into what the artist wanted players to focus on. I love the article in here says, I love when a setting commits to an aesthetic, and Summonus Domina is all about styling on your foes. Ooh, styling on your foes.
Oh, there we go.
All right, hold on. Let's see what we got here. They say fox, but that kind of looks like bunny to me.
Huh? Well, the whole vulpine, Vulpix and Ninetales.
Yeah. Let's mute that.
Oh, there we go.
Which
button did you click?
What?
I was trying to find this too. It's like, which button did you click? Oh, the one that says
Come closer. Ones that were never told.
That's something assassins and
Wait, when does this
tricksters have
thing-
in common. Mischief and mayhem
This
are
thing already
two
started?
sides of the
Oh, it
same
already
coin.
started.
Yeah.
But the difference,
Oh, dang. I gotta get the
usually it's
keychain.
intention, but the lines blur more than you think.
Well, it's already back, or it's already funded.
My domains are
I was gonna say, yeah,
trickery,
this one-
fire,
this
and
one-
subterfuge. My family are pirates.
Let's we need to.
That
That's
voice
Rogue.
actor sounds familiar.
Oh, I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
Nope, didn't hear any of that going through there.
Okay. Well, it came. I think it managed to come through on the stream, but
Okay. I wonder if this is
Zero
another.
AI.
We set a low goal to try to get more backers.
I mean, but then again, like when it's an indie, like this is a company that's not like, like I had never heard of Nat 19 before.
I haven't either. What? C what? That's not Canadian because that would be
I think it's
Can.
Canadian.
C dollars.
Yeah, Canadian dollars.
Oh, did you just hover?
No, I'm just saying, like, have you never heard of
Well, I've seen it as CAN
or CAD is what I
or
usually
it's
see.
CAD. Yes, CAD for yeah.
Backers in the first 48 hours are seeing a free Luxus keychain.
Yeah. See, oh, I can't get that. Oh no.
Oh no! The second of four. This is their second of four. A fox-like woman with influence over fire, assassination, honorable crime, and trickery. That is a weird, like, I mean, I know you can make justifications, but like when they're like handing out the different, like when the gods are all like
19th edition's race building system.
fuck,
What?
Philip, I just came up with a great game idea.
All right, you saw it here first, folks. To our two other people watching on YouTube.
I don't know how. I think it would have to be a card game or something. I don't know, because I don't know if it would be a good RPG. But like, I need a game where you're playing as the gods that have to like argue over what they get to be the god of.
Oh.
Where they have to like auction. You have to get like auctioned off like who's going to be the god of this, and this.
So we you start off with a set of cards on the table of what you can be the god of.
Mm-hmm.
And then you argue amongst yourselves of like it was the song by Starbomb.
Mm-hmm.
It's called God of No More, and it's about Kratos killing. He's like, what's up, Kratos? I'm the god of baked potatoes. Ah, my spine. Yeah, he like Kratos goes on and kills the god of s'mores, the god of that feeling when you step out to sneeze, but then someone says, "Hey, what's up?" and you suddenly freeze, and you still got that nose tingle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. That could be a great party. That's a drinking game.
Probably.
Everything's a drinking game.
Yes, everything's a drinking game if you try hard enough.
If you're not a little bitch.
19th edition's race building system.
Yeah, that's well. So here, 5/19th. It's a subsystem using Nat 19th games and has received reception.
It says it was 5e.
Yeah. Oh, you can pick up the hand booklet for free on Drive-Thru RPG.
Oh, that's probably the 33-page sampler.
Well, this says you can pick up the 19th edition reference hand booklet.
Oh. Secondary product. There's a secondary product. Oh, it's their Q1 book.
Ah. Oh.
Explores the elemental planes of Somnus Domina. I am definitely getting like a Final Fantasy vibe, though.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm okay. What are the pledge levels here? Let's click on that. Okay, that is Canadian.
Starting in 2025, Nat 19 has produced a splash book every 3 months. That is crazy. Quarterly releases. 19th edition, 5.9 19th, or just 19th edition is a subsystem used by Nat 19 games and has received great reception from other players and tables since it's released. Alongside many new base class features and a focus on modular character building, it focuses on new rules that keep players involved at every step of play, even while dying. Okay. Oh, that's where you're talking about the reference hand booklet.
Yeah.
And its rules, NPC systems can be... It's not designed with the 2024 rule set in mind. Sample pages. Oh, here you go. Like, some of this artwork is kind of nice. Oh, they even got, like, mouse pads and game mats.
Uh-huh.
Keychains. Soundtracks. I love it's like beasts, both beautiful and wild, and it's just a woman in the background. Let's see. Sample pages. Oh god, I'm not gonna. Oh, that looks kind of dope.
Oh, the Beast of Cataclysm.
Yeah. All right. What's our pledge levels here?
Huh? Oh yeah, that's where you're talking about looking at the conversion rate.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that's Canadian dollars.
Yeah. So it looks like 58.63 right is the hardcover of the basic book.
Yeah.
And you can get the hardcover of their previous book for 43. See, this is like when you're talking about like, oh look, we're offering the basic and then like all-in bundles and what's this limited discount?
It's the hardcover of the 2 books plus
Ooh.
the PDF VTT tier.
That's actually not bad. $73.
Yeah. For 2 books and 3 PDFs.
How much longer is this thing going?
August 1st, I think it said.
What? No, I didn't back it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, ends on August 1st. Where's that? There we go. Follow project. It's going to yell at me. Just keep me logged in. This is my computer.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't look at my card. Stop it. I don't know what you're talking about.
See, it's the add-ons I'd want to look at because like there were a whole bunch of other backer credit.
What?
Oh. Well, I was looking at so like the all-in bundle had all these PDFs. I'm like, what if I don't want the books? Where's the all-in digital only category?
What's the PDFs?
Well, there's only 3 PDFs in that. The all-in bundle had like 10 PDFs total.
All right, now I got to go back and look.
Oh, I lied. It's 9. The all-in bundle has 9 PDFs.
It was 3 PDFs.
Yeah, the all-in bundle.
Oh, this all-in bundle
has 9 PDFs.
Oh, that's probably like their the books from last year, maybe.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
I mean, heck, that's what I'm talking about. Do like a 500 slot available, but like, look, it's only like, what, maybe $15 more than just buying the base book.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh God, you have to go to the add-ons page.
Oh no, what is
you have to go to the add-ons. Just scroll a little bit. You'll see what's going on.
All right, hang on. Backer credit, pre-orders, the dice sets. What am I looking for?
You'll see it. You'll see it.
The keychain, mouse pads, gaming mat. For those listening over audio,
it's an ergonomic mouse pad.
It's an ergonomic mouse pad of a particular woman in this game, and you can imagine how it is ergonomically designed.
Well, now you can tell him this cushioned mouse pad provides wrist support via Vivian's assets.
Vivian's. Yeah. Hey man, it's only $22.
It is only $22.
Oh my gosh! Now I'm scrolling. Okay, yeah, this looks like all their older stuff they were.
Okay, here's all the other PDFs. Yeah.
So you can add it on. You just don't get the discount. I do like that they give the PDF/VTT version because I've been having that problem a lot where I get PDF versions and then I need to like I'll get them through like Humble Bundle or something. And it's like, oh, I want to use this in like Foundry. Nope, I need to pay like another $40 or whatever which I've paid for some of those modules, and you can tell like time, effort has been put into them. Like I understand the need for it, but like part of me just wishes like, can you just make it like $50 and just give me the PDF too?
Do both, yeah.
Like, or $45. Like, can we? I don't want to pay $40 for something I already own like 3 times for like the book, and then the digital, and then yeah.
What kind of gamer attitude is that, man?
How am I going to afford this cushion mouse pad? All right, now I need to add on. Now, where's my add-ons? What? I didn't say that.
Oh, you could do a Q3, Q4 pre-order.
I'm gonna text the new girlfriend and be like, "You need a mouse pad, right?"
Oh, that's great. I'm leaving this page up. I'm not closing it. I'm gonna... This seems like a cool system. Also, the mouse pad's kind of hilarious.
Oh man.
Just scrolling. Just like, yeah. Bam, what's happening?
Yeah, I was like, what am I looking for? Like, I'm already expecting the worst, and I wasn't that far off. All right. Last news bit here, but it's actually going to kind of transition to some of the other stuff we got talking about. I tried to be a chef and make one of those really fancy dishes, but everyone wanted to know why my food was covered in white powder. I told them it was a flourish. So there's I've been seeing, I've heard of this online forever, and I've just finally gotten around to reading this guy's books. Sly Forest's Lazy Gamemaster, so like the Lazy GM. I read that book, the Lazy GM, and then there's another book that I have that I recently read called the Lazy GM's Forge of Foes. That book was amazing and like really messed with my brain. Like, you know, I've done a lot of role playing stuff, and like he breaks down, like in the Forge of Foes book, he breaks down like the math on how you generate, on how monsters are generated by like by like challenge level, and like what they should have stat wise and like abilities, so that like, you know, if you wanted to raise, like say you wanted to take a monster and make like a lower level version of it, you could just easily slide in these stats and then just adjust them a little bit to like custom tailor things to specific encounters. Or like, here's a couple of flavorful options to like maybe make this guy a bruiser, and or, you know, a frontline battle guy, and then you've got the mage in the back that's just throwing artillery stuff. This is how you can change their stats and abilities to like make them more thematic of like, okay, we're going to lower the guy in the back's AC a little bit, we're going to up his damage some, just so like you could use the same like generic NPC stat block and customize it to make like 5 different guys out of it with very little effort. So
hey, he's close by too.
Oh, is it? Where's that?
Fairfax,
Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I see that there. But so, all that aside, he's got a new campaign out for the Rise of the Lazy Gamemaster. Run great tabletop RPGs by preparing less. So, let's see. For 18 years, Sly Force helped RPG game masters focus their preparation and run awesome games, leading to the publication of the original Lazy Dungeon Master in 2012 and the best-selling and any award-winning Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master in 2018, which resonated strongly with tens of thousands of gamers. Behold, Rise of the Lazy Gamemaster, the latest book in the Lazy GM series. Built on the 8 steps for Lazy Gamemaster prep, Rise of the Lazy Gamemaster expands each step, guides you as you build campaigns in the worlds around them, details 10 common adventure types to customize your prep, and then offers a huge Lazy GM toolkit to help you prepare and run awesome games. So yeah, like, this is, I can already tell you, like, if you're a game master, you should, if you run any game, this isn't even just a D&D thing. If you run any RPGs, you should be backing this.
And the dude, all in digital is $110.
Yeah.
For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I think he said it was
8,
like
9,
7 or
10,
8
11.
books. Yeah, okay.
So
oh,
$10.
Because it's not only the, if you get the, are you talking about the
All in digital
all in
bundle?
digital? Because that also includes not only the Lazy Dungeon Master stuff, but also some of his, like fantastic location, like his, like locations, adventures, and like setting stuff.
Yeah, the complete Sly Flourish collection.
Yes. Ooh, I like this. There's even like some of these add-ons, like the Lazy DM's workbook PDF. Some of these, like, you can't get anymore in, like, I think they don't print them anymore. In fact, they says, where was it, in the campaign, where was it? I saw it on here somewhere. Oh, yes. So, like, some of the game books that give you physical versions of Lazy Gamemaster, Fantastic Locations, etc. They don't include the physical because I'm assuming they're not in print. So you get the digital one, and then you can like the backers of the all in physical tier will receive a print on demand link for those books, to where Drive Through RPG will then print it and mail it to you. Which, I mean, their printing's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the print cost for them is between 10 and 35. So it's like, because it's like, do you get color or do you get like black and white? So, yeah, and that's something like you can do for a lot of games on drive-through. In fact, that's how a lot of people, like indie people, will get like printed books, because they're just like, they'll just sell the PDF, and it's like, if you want to print it, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean,
and
that's
you don't have to deal with having stock and whatnot.
stock, shipping, any of
Yeah.
that jazz. Yeah.
All right, stop licking my fingers, bud. Apparently, I taste that good. Standalone and complimentary. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said here, it could be used with any tabletop RPG, including D&D, Shadow Dark, Dragonbane, Daggerheart, Old School Essentials, Nimble, Pathfinder, Cypher/Numenera, and many others. Includes 10 adventure types from dungeon crawls to role playing and intrigue, with guidance on customizing the 8 steps, prepping the adventure type, and avoiding potential pitfalls. So, like, I'm assuming there's probably, if you've read a bunch, like if you have a lot of his other books, some of this is going to overlap, but you also got to remember there's probably like a lot of lessons learned of like editing and changing some stuff that over the years, to where more examples of use, because I feel like I feel like one or two of the books of his I have mentioned those 8 steps.
Okay.
But I imagine there's just a lot more detailed and examples. All right, hang on. I got cat fight. All right, when the cats are fighting so hard that they like knock the door closed.
Yeah, I was like, bro, I heard it through your microphone.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably a good place to stop on the news.
That's all the news, yeah.
All right.
I got both those projects saved.
Let's not. Blah. There we go. That's the right one. Oh, and now the cat's gonna cry and complain. So speaking of which, we didn't have the news. Kind of sucked because we are getting into that pre-Gen Con where everyone's kind of keeping tight on the news.
Yeah, keep it all.
I mean, outside of what I found, I couldn't find much. But so I figured, because we're talking about there was the Lazy Gamemaster, and I've still got a bunch of books that I need to review. So I kind of want to talk about. I want to talk a little bit about this one, especially because we're going to talk about some GM tips later on. But this book is a book I read like into the last year when I was talking, and I've talked about it on the show a little bit before. That's called So You Want to Be a Game Master. It's by Justin Alexander, who is actually, he runs a website. I think it's called the Alexandrian. I think. Where is it? It's on here, I think. I don't remember, but there's it's a very famous like RPG website that's been doing tips and tricks. Yeah, the Alexandrian. Yeah, his any award-winning website. It's a huge online resource for players and game masters alike. So, it says,
Are you? Oh no, you're not. So I clicked on the Amazon link.
yeah.
To like look at the book. Monty Cook co-created Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition.
Yeah, that's where he got his start from, or like that's how he got his renown. Is he was like the primary, like he got started before that, but that was kind of what really made him like famous in the board game world or in the RPG world. Is he was like the lead designer of 3rd edition.
Okay, I've shook that man's hand.
Huh? Yeah.
I've shook that man's hand. Like,
You didn't even know. You haven't even played 3rd edition.
You're right. We played 4th and it sucked.
I don't think you played Pathfinder.
We haven't done anything Pathfinder.
I don't think so.
I thought we did. I thought we tried to do something with Chloe with Pathfinder.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I think we played the beginner box for Pathfinder. That was basically 3rd edition. So you have kind of played 3rd edition.
Okay.
But yeah, this is so you want to be a game master, everything you need to start your tabletop adventure for Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder and other systems. I will say that this book is very D&D dependent, but it is not like 5th edition. Like it does reference 5th edition a lot, but the guide and tips in here could easily be applicable to other things. It's just if he talks about a stat or something, it's gonna default to 5e probably.
And we were talking about that.
Yeah,
like,
last time of why.
last
people
time,
use
like
5e versus,
if
because
you
then people will buy it.
you say tabletop RPG and people are like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, but like, so this book has like I want to say it's like 6 parts. Trying to think, trying to remember off the top of my head. Yeah. So there are like 6 parts. The first part is like half the, or like, a third of the book, and that's just dungeons. And do you remember when you remember when I did the dungeon, I started the dungeon for our Patreon game, and then like after a couple months I was like, oh, this purple smoke erupts and everything changed on the inside?
Yes.
That was because I read this book.
Okay.
Because like there's a thing about like how to run a room, how to run a dungeon, like, and it gives you a step-by-step guide on like how to make a dungeon, and kind of like what kinds of things your dungeon should have, what kinds of things your dungeon should not have, and like how to write your descriptions, and that sort of thing. But then like, so the reason it takes like a third of the book is then the rest of the chapters are kind of like using that framework and how to do it for other things. So like part 2 is mysteries, and then part 3 is like raids and heists. Then you got urban adventures and like into the wild. So like literally like part 1 does this very detailed like framework of how to set out these like a lot of it centers on what he calls like a 5-room dungeon.
Okay.
And then the idea being is like if you need more rooms, you just scale them up, but they should have these 5 rooms. And it's like a combat encounter, a skill, a challenge room of some kind, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I can't remember. Oh, like a treasure room, a trick room, and then a second version of one of the previous 4.
Okay.
So then it takes like that framework of like the 5-room dungeon, and it's like, okay, cool. Now let's apply that to mysteries, because like a room could just be like a scene. And then, like raids and heists, kind of same thing. So then it's like taking that framework and then apply the other chapters are smaller because it's just like, okay, here's how we're going to use that framework. But so really there's some really great stuff in here. I will say that I heard, so the reason I found out about this book is someone I knew, one of the games I started playing in, he had only run like one, or this was like maybe a second time GMing, and the first time was reading a pre-written adventure kind of thing. And like we did the first adventure, and I was like, wow, that was I would never have known that was your like first time making your own adventure thing. And he showed me this book and stuff, and I was like, okay, well, I need to read it. And then it was like, oh wow, there's a lot of stuff in here to where like I would kind of give this to someone wanting to take it up the next level. I will say, however, there is a caveat to everything in this book. And that is that at some point you need to know when to throw the book away.
Oh, 100%. Okay. 100%. And you know who taught us that? Who taught us that? Mr. Gibbs in Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay.
Wait, he was in Pirates of the...
Not Leroy Jethro Gibbs.
Oh, okay.
Talking about the character Mr. Gibbs.
Oh, yeah.
You may throw my hat. Yeah, it's like the code. We figured there more is guidelines.
Yes, the guidelines. Yeah, so like there is some really good advice in here, and you will level up your gaming, your GMing in so many ways. But they're like reading this book, you can easily stumble into the problem of having the over prepping, where you are prepping too much, and then like you're kind of wanting your party to go down specific pathways because that's what you've prepped. So I feel like there's like we were talking about the Lazy Dungeon Master. There's like it's almost like you need both of these books, because really GMing is somewhere in the middle there. Because the Lazy GM is I love his approach, because he talks about over prepping kind of makes you want to railroad, because you're like, I made all this material, I want subconsciously, like I want to run this material because I ran it. Whereas you don't want to make the story outside of the table. The game at the table is the story. That's the game where you should be making the story, not dreaming it up ahead of time. You should just be dropping a few pieces. You should prep like, what do I need to make a salad? But you don't actually make the salad until you get to, that might be a terrible example.
Until it's, so a salad, you don't want to make the salad yesterday.
Yeah.
For 6 p.m. today. Okay.
Right.
You make the salad at like 5:45.
Right.
That way it's all fresh and crisp.
Yeah. So, but it's like there is some good stuff in here, and there's a lot of good stuff. And let's see, what's this book? $26. Yeah. That especially, I think I saw it was there was an audiobook version that was like, I think it was like 15-ish, I think.
It's $17.26 on Amazon right now.
Okay. That's the hardcover or the softback?
That's the paperback, yep.
Yeah.
Well, so there's paperback, and then there's spiral bound.
Ooh. That's not
for
a
30,
bad idea.
That's
the only problem is I saw that I saw there was the audiobook. I don't think I would ever recommend this as an audiobook, because it's like there's so many times I've like opened this back up to like reference it that
you're gonna be flipping back and forth and stuff. How do you do that with the little minute slider on the audiobook?
Unless it's one of those where it gives you the Kindle PDF version also.
That would,
I could see that if it's like the Whisper Snap or whatever. I'm trying to say, but like it talks about, there's let's some other stuff I could talk about here.
One of the customers also bought or read the Lazy Dungeon Master.
I'm trying to see some of the other things in here I've grabbed. Let's see. But yeah, there's, let's see, splitting the party. There's advice in there for that. How to make, like supporting cast, like how to make your villains more villainy.
French accents.
Yes, obviously.
No, British accents for villains. French accents for merchants.
Well, first it says like vivid and memorable NPCs. First, give your NPC a distinct mannerism. It's vital as a touchstone for both your role playing and the player's memory of the character that I'm mentioning it again, because he has like, and the thing is like he has templates that you can he'll provide links that you can go get some templates to like, so you don't have to like remember all of this stuff, that you can fill them out. Like there's a dungeon. There's a thing on running the dungeon. This is where I'm thinking like maybe the prepping gets a little too much, but it is kind of, it's a nice exercise to walk through in your brain and then kind of tailor it to how your dungeon style is going to work, of like the dungeon turn, which is like when you're out of combat, like everybody does. So it's when you're thinking about like the dungeon. Okay, here's a good way to explain it. Whenever you're playing a co-op game, and there's always like the players get to go, and then the game goes, right? Where like you got to move all the monsters around. Oh no, a new twist has emerged. It kind of introduces that sort of concept for RPGs, where it's like, okay, when you're not in combat and the players are all moving from like room to room, everybody gets like a action that they can do, whether it's like a skill check or maybe like they're searching for treasure or they're investigating a wall or whatever. Let them do that, and then the dungeon's gonna go, and or maybe go where you do some rolls to kind of determine like, okay, is the dungeon gonna act now? Maybe you roll like every couple of minutes. This also gets your players wondering, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But
the dungeon always goes.
Yeah.
It just doesn't necessarily directly affect you at that exact moment.
Exactly. That's exactly the kind of thing where like the dungeon always has a turn, but it's like, is it acting against the party right now, sort of thing. Or like in the background, you could be moving NPCs around because it's like, oh, maybe somebody heard somebody failed a check and they dropped a coin and it ricocheted, and like, oh, this group from this room is going to go investigate that room. So it does kind of help make a dungeon more alive. So there is some good tips in there. Like I said, I don't know. Be very cautious. This is probably, if you're a first-time dungeon master, I would probably say maybe run it with people who have also DM'd, and then get some like feedback on like, how did I run this? What would you recommend to do better? Or just maybe like practice it at home almost, to kind of like practice reading the descriptions, practice running through some of these roles and things, so you can be like, okay, I'm not feeling this. This feels a little too scripted. I'm not having fun here, because if you're not having fun, what's the freaking point?
Yeah.
So that's where it's like there's a lot of great stuff in here. Like I would give this, 4 stars. Like the only thing that's keeping it from 5 stars is like it makes you want to like adhere to it like a textbook, when really it is, like you said, it's a set of guide rules. It's just
It's guidelines.
This is the path to deviate from.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of deviating,
Okay.
this is why I loved that. This is why another reason I put this book in here as a review, because I wanted to then pivot. So we're gonna start off with our Ask a Dirtbag GM segment.
All right.
So I'm starting with the first one.
Okay.
All right, Philip, you want to read this one?
Hang on, let me get them. See, if I was smart, I would have had these ones ready to rock over here too. Come on, do the thing. There we go. All right. Is that the first? How should I describe? Yes. I'm a new DM, and some sessions played now, I was thinking where I lack the most. And in my own opinion about myself, it's describing scenes in and out of combat. I feel like I'm boring when it comes to that. Sure, I'm not an actor who can make a movie out of anything, but I wish I could bring some scenes more to life than only the orc runs at you and strikes. How can I improve on that?
So the first step is keep like the dirtbag advice is keep describing it until their eyes start to glaze over, and then back off a few steps. Keep going until they stop paying attention, and then that's when you know you've hit the too far.
and then you roll a die. Always roll a die.
Yeah.
That'll snap everyone back into attention. Like, wait, what was that?
But honestly, there was the other thing is when I was looking through that, I thought of this book because there is a style in here for writing some of those descriptions where it's, use like 2 of your 5 senses to describe stuff. Like, don't just talk about what does it look like, what does it smell like,
Mm-hmm.
what does it like, what does it feel like, is it moist, is it is it hot and humid, or like, what does it smell like, what does it sound like, what does it taste like?
Yeah. Oh, eye contact's a good one.
Yeah.
You like just pick one player and keep direct eye contact on them.
Ooh. But then it's also talking about like you want to use your, because like you also have to remember that anything that you describe in more than like a quick detail, they're gonna think is somehow vital to the plot.
What's the literary thing about the gun? If you describe a gun in scene 1, it has to go off in scene 2.
Oh yeah. I know vaguely what you're talking about, but yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's one of those you have to write down, and this is where again that was where the book was helpful of like, okay, I need to develop this room to be more than okay, this is a combat, because maybe I need to put things in the room so that my players have things to like latch onto, so that it's not just this is the room that's the fight. It was like, okay, there's a room in here that's a fight, but there's also a desk in the corner that maybe has some books that might inform the players on something maybe a room or 2 down the road, kind of thing, to kind of give them, okay, the fight's done, all right, next. Like
Chekhov's gun.
Yes.
Why did they use a Star Wars blaster as the image for that?
Hey, look at that. Pick 2 or 3 key details. Keep them concise but descriptive.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where that was the eye contact piece.
Yeah. You're like,
Adding sounds to my narration.
yep.
You don't
A
need
lot
to
of people are
narrate like a
talking about
movie. Just
yeah.
give the players 1 or 2 details they can picture.
using the 5 senses. That's always a big one. And then too many details get boring and people forget.
Yep.
Unless you've got some dedicated note takers, if you're listing all this stuff out, and then that just makes for that, you start listing off, the feel of the fibers in the bear rug in front of the fireplace, and that really didn't have shit to do with shit about what was going on in the room in the first place.
Yeah, I was about to say, then you're going to have your players being like, okay, well, now I want to like take this rug and maybe we can sell it because it's all right. Next up, I'll read this one. Last one here. How to prevent control water from effortlessly destroying ships in naval combat. I thought this was a good one to bring up because this totally sounds like something that like would happen in one of our games. I've been running a naval-themed Age of Sail campaign for a couple of years now. Both me and my players have been really enthusiastic about it. For ship travel, we use 3D printed ship tokens on a hexagonal battle map, and our naval combat is mostly taken or adapted from the Naval Code and unofficial 5e supplement. The spell Control Water allows the user to choose one of 4 effects, one of which is to part the water, instantly creating a trench of up to 100 feet deep. This is a little over 30 meters, which would realistically wreck a ship if such a trench were to open below it or in front of it. This will basically remove naval combat from the game, as the party's main spellcaster now has the spell, and every ship would realistically want at least one spellcaster crew member capable of casting it. I try to reward players for creative use of spells or abilities, but I don't want this spell to ruin a key part of the campaign. I'm usually against outright banning a spell, but I'm struggling to come up with ways to counter it. So first of all,
he kind of gives his own answer in the top there.
What?
His pedantic DM hat. It says it controls freestanding water.
Yeah.
He's taking that to mean as water that isn't part of an elemental inside a biological creature, frozen ice, or inside pipes. You could argue that it refers to standing non-flowing water, which the ocean is flowing.
Yep.
Yes, you open a trench 100 feet deep, and less than 6 seconds later, it fills itself back up.
Yeah.
Boom, you wasted a spell slot. Good job.
Yeah. I mean, that's the realistic answer. The dirtbag answer is you make there be a penalty every time. Not a penalty, but you make there be if something happens and when they use it. So like for instance, say that this happens and you let them use it once. All right? But then maybe the second time it happens, whatever your version of Poseidon is getting real pissed that some
people are screwing with his
mortal
water.
is screwing with his water, and suddenly he sends some like kraken to kind of like head your way, and now you're still you're like shifting the game to be like, now this like god of water has like he has his sights out for you.
Oh, that's in here.
Oh, did somebody else say that?
Yeah, that's one of the answers in here. If you want something, he's like, if you there's talks about like this also explicitly giving players the ability to destroy a village with a single 4th level spell, but it's like you've broken some ancient mariner taboo and awoke a kraken / god of the sea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what when I read this. When I read, like, I didn't read the article, but just the basics, and I was just like, yeah, that's what I would do.
You like it's almost like sorcerer or wild magic surge. You just you roll.
Yeah.
And whenever you hit a certain threshold, it'll be like, oh hey, guess what?
Cthulhu and power armor.
Yeah. Calypso has now arisen from the depths.
Yeah. But I mean, there was another one where it talks about like when you part the water doesn't mean destroy the water, which just means like the ships aren't going to just suddenly like the water's not going to move out from underneath the ship. Like it's going to move the ship.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, granted that's going to create some like also other things you could do. You part the water, like go look up how tsunamis are formed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So like, yeah, you parted the water. And then, like, inland, you destroyed maybe the town you were supposed to be going to because that water had to go somewhere.
It does. It always has to go
somewhere. Once that water picks up momentum, it doesn't stop. That's where it's like most like big tsunamis, they start out as like earthquakes in the middle of the ocean, and just that water disruption, it just has to keep going
until it flips. Oh, here's one about ship design.
Mm-hmm.
So the trench is 100 feet deep. How wide is it?
Yeah.
Okay. What if every ship out there in your world is now a trimaran?
Yeah.
With the width, the 3 hulls are separated by more than the width of how the trench is.
Yep.
Because it is a deep, right?
Of up to 100
Instantly
feet
create a
deep.
trench of up to 100 feet deep. Yeah, it doesn't say how wide that trench is.
Yeah.
It could be 2 feet wide. Which is nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got see, and that's the. Actually, let's see. Does it have D&D control water? Control range 300 VSM. Until the spent, you control any freestanding water inside an area you choose. It is a cube up to 100 feet on the side. Following flood to rise by 20 feet, to move apart and create a trench.
Oh, it's a cube. You control any water inside an area that you choose that is a. I'm reading. This is the 5.5 version.
Oh, okay. I just got the Roll20 version.
Yeah. Part water. You part water in the area and create a trench. It extends across the spell's area, and the separated water forms a wall to either side. Trench remains until the spell ends, or you choose a different effect, which is 10 minutes. The separated water forms a wall to either side. The water then slowly fills in the trench over the course of the next round.
Until normal water level is restored. So, At that point, you just want to keep casting, the flood version, causing the water to rise by 20 feet. And then you've got a 25% chance of capsizing the boats.
Yeah.
Do the whirlpool. Get your epic Pirates of the Caribbean battle.
Also, this is where you be pedantic, and it's like, okay, cube, 100 feet on each side. Okay, you part the water and create a trench. It extends across the spell's area.
Mm-hmm.
And the separated water forms a wall to either side, which either side means 2. So it's parting the water 2 ways, but an ocean is longer than 100 feet, so water's going to still come in from the other 2 sides.
Yeah.
So, you will have parted water for a second.
For one round.
Like 1 round, yeah. And then you're going to have waves of water, 100-foot wave of water coming on top of you from the other direction.
Oh.
So there you go. All right. Now I think it's time to part the seas of this podcast.
There we go.
I think we've hit the limit on helpfulness that we can do in a single night.
Exactly. And that's been our show. I want to thank y'all for hanging out with us and listening to our shenanigans. If you want to help us out more, you got to check us out, boardandswords.com. It's got the link to the streaming sites and our streaming schedule. It also has a link to our Patreon, patreon.com/boardandswords. You can help us out, become a member, and you get access to a bunch of cool features. We've got special channels in the Discord. Chris makes fun of your favorite games in the worst, best way possible. There's dice. There will be dice at some point again. And you can find all that at patreon.com/boardsandswords.
All right. That wraps us up. If you want to catch a show live or record every other Monday, that website, he says, that's got all the links. Email us. Let us know who we need to have on the show next. It's going to be a little bit. I don't have anybody for next time. We've got Gen Con coming up at some point soon. So probably need to do a preview for that. I've also got books I need to review, but I got to get around to sending out some more feelers. So let me know. Feedback at boardsandswords.com. Find us Facebook and Instagram, Boards and or Swords. And then check it out. Help support the show on Patreon. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with another show. Same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, remember that every gamer has a story. And can I be the god of pedantry? Is that one up for bid? Next item up for bid? Oh my gosh, now I need to do The Price is Right, but it's for gods.
Yes.
The next domain up for bid is although I need the tiny microphone.
You need the tiny stick with the mic ball right at the end of it. Yeah. That's what you need.
There, I caught it there. I held it right at the edge. I edged us.
Oh no.